The day Ethan died, I received a text message from an unknown number, just 4 words: "We'll never see each other again." I was confused, but overwhelmed with grief, and couldn't think of anything else. I turned off my phone and continued with the funeral arrangements. Ethan and I had been together for 6 years. We were at the age to get married, until he fell ill. The day he decided to stop treatment, it was snowing. We walked hand in hand across the bridge over the river. Snowflakes fell on our hair, silently, palely, like a promise we could never keep. At the end of the road, I held him tightly, crying until I was exhausted. When I finally looked up, he was forcing a smile. I broke down again. We spent the rest of our time traveling, not to any particularly special places, just to all the important places. One afternoon, I sat exhausted on a bench by the roadside, gazing at an old-fashioned photo studio across the street. I don't know why, but I blurted out, "I've seen my parents' wedding photos, they're so beautiful." The words were out of my mouth, and I immediately regretted them. Ever since Ethan's diagnosis, we'd been deliberately avoiding the topic of marriage. We both knew we wouldn't end up like that. Even the thought of taking wedding photos felt like a luxury. As I was trying to change the subject, Ethan suddenly grabbed my hand. "Let's go," he said. "Where to?" I asked, standing up. Anywhere was fine as long as it was Ethan. To take wedding photos, I chose a dress almost exactly like the one my mother wore decades ago. Ethan stood beside me in a suit, against a backdrop of pure red. Deep down, I knew this would be the only photo of us together with that color. The photo cost $200. The studio was simple. The photographer told us to come back in 2 weeks. I instinctively gripped Ethan's hand, unsure if he'd live to see those photos. "He's gone." The day after it was all over, the photo studio called to ask me to pick up the photos. This is a bit strange," the woman said, handing me the photos. "That young man came by earlier, took some pictures, and then returned them. He told me to call you again in a few days. You too, it's a bit special." I took the photos. Ethan's smile was brighter than I remembered. I reached out and gently touched his face. My fingertips brushed against something blurry. A second later, I understood. I turned the photo over. On the back, in his handwriting, were 4 words: "May you always be safe and sound." I remembered the text message. Before tears welled up, I checked my phone. The number I thought was unfamiliar was actually one I'd never saved, another phone Ethan had used. It was his farewell message: "We will never see each other again." "Who decided that, you coward?" hiding under the tombstone. "I never imagined I'd never see you again. Another winter has come. The snow is falling." I walked alone across the bridge over the river, humming that song I always sing off-key. I didn't lie. Why would I lie? You know me, I've never pretended with you. I didn't lie. Please don't think you're so unforgettable.